What it do, what it does, so you ain't never gotta guess what it was. I'm your host, SaintBeBoomin, and we back at it again for another episode of Hip Hop C4. Yeah. Now guys, man, keep it locked right here because we got more content coming for you daily. And man, Joe Budden finally breaks his silence on the Diddy subject. Now, people were slamming him last week because he edited out the podcast, the Diddy Talk, as soon as it broke on the first podcast. I think it was Friday. That's when he usually shoots the Friday episode. But anyway, long story short, they recorded Tuesday the next week, and they had time to settle in on this and get to the bottom of it and dissect this video and dissect the footage thoroughly and give it the justice that it deserves. Now, Diddy definitely looks like he's making all the wrong moves. Joe Budden was being pressed by his fan base to go ahead and speak up and talk about this. Now, we already know Joe Budden likes to be very, very careful when it comes to speaking on these type of situations because he has had some problems in his past when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex and DVs and, you know what I'm saying, assaults and whatnot. But you know what? Without further ado, we got the content. We gonna get off into it now. These were just a few things that Joe Budden had to actually say about it, and then we're going to go ahead and pick up the conversation from there.
We're starting with the news that CNN broke last week where they obtained hotel footage of Puff violently, graphically stalking and attacking Cassie. If that other angle come out, maybe kidnapping as well. But when it turned the corner, we don't get to see. But you ran a long way down that hallway, and if you dragged her even 4 more feet, we now include kidnapping. That shit was disgusting, what we all had to witness. That shit was almost unbearable to watch. I'm certain that was triggering for a lot of people. Absolutely. A lot of people that saw it. And that was Friday. I assumed that he would go and just hide somewhere. But why would you do that when you are just a glutton for attention? So he pops right back out. Talk about tone deaf. Talk about inability to read a room. Where are the fucking publicists? Where's anybody in this moment? But he pops back out with this half-hearted bullshit apology that was like, it's almost offensive. It was like a slap in the face, that apology.
I didn't even watch it. I don't need to hear from him.
I mean, I watched it because it was quick. It wasn't even, he didn't even try to put some sincerity into this thing. That CNN Puff story broke as we were recording.
Literally.
And while we did touch on it, when I listened back, I didn't feel like enough time was devoted to just how much of a fucking lunatic that nigga looked like and what that means industry-wide for all parties involved. I think this broadcast is too big and comes with a great responsibility in matters like this. And I know that a lot of the music industry listens to this podcast. And I don't think this is the last of it, nor do I think that he is the only one. So at any point, we want to start having some uncomfortable conversations. Not only am I down for it, but I'm down to initiate it. Because this shit is a mess out here. And he looks like a fucking nut. He looks like a complete
monster.
Just a complete evil piece of shit. What I saw on that video, as horrific as it was, lends a lot of credence to anything horrific I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's the uncomfortable spot. Well, it's all uncomfortable, let me be clear.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he was unaware of some of the things that were out there about him, that real niggas is just running around saying, nah, shit sounds so crazy. When you hear about people blowing up cars, it sounds like some movie shit.
Mm-hmm.
I need footage, I need something. When you start hearing about some of the other things we've heard about, I think that video allows for everything to be back on the table. Anything that you've ever heard now is just on the table. You lying sack of shit.
You know this.
And you tone deaf, and you so tone deaf, you on Instagram saying shit like time will tell the truth.
And everybody.
You don't know when to shut the fuck up.
Man, guys, Joe Budden definitely did his due diligence and slammed the man. You already know this is what the fans wanted, but it's a 50-50 coin when it comes to Joe Budden. Because Joe Budden did say he used to go to those freak offs. Joe Budden does say he deals with escorts. Joe Budden did say he used to get his drugs from a such and such and all of this. He admits to living this type of lifestyle as well. So you know when he decided to speak out on this, Tahiry, which is Joe Budden's ex, she pops out and she has things to say too. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the the tweets up right here on the side of me so you can see the things that were said, you know. But Joe Budden, he had to also get in his bag and he wrote a long paragraph as well talking to Tahiry and stating what he says is his truth as well. Now, Joe Budden knew that when this happened that it was going to go ahead pop off. And then a little bit after Tahiry and him had his back and forth, another lady came out and she had a list as well of all of the women that Joe Budden had actually assaulted, allegedly, pop up. Man, this is crazy, guys. But you already know the Twitter streets is ablaze and we gonna keep it right here and turn up. Let me know what you think about these tweets right here. Let me know what you think about what he had to say about the Diddy subject. And was he brave enough to speak on this subject matter, knowing that he had some situations in his past that he still had to deal with as well? Also, I am your host, SaintBeBoomin. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, share this video. Keep it locked here with me. We got more news on the way. I'm gone. Peace.